What's up guys, it's your style guy Tony, and today I brought two Balenciaga Track shoes. The first one is the all-white Track 1, and then the second one I brought is a Track 2 all black. So as always, I'm going to be really analytic about each component, for example, shoelaces, side, and back. And before we get into the details, I just wanted to show the brief timeline of Balenciaga ugly shoes. So the triple S's, they started in 2017 September. Even before the release, everyone was hyped about it, everyone really liked this colorway, and as you can imagine, after releasing it was all over social media. So this is like a typical outfit you can wear it where it's really simple and you use the triple S to give like the minimal detail. And you can also go really streetwear style, which is why I think triple S got really popular, because you can wear with minimal outfits and also streetwear outfits. And then going to the next year, 2018 September is when the Track 1 was released. Actually, it's not Track 1, it's just that the second one is called Track 2, so I just named it Track 1 and Track 2. And it wasn't as popular as the triple S's. However, after a couple of months, celebrities started to wear it, and then it was just all over Instagram, so now it is like decently popular and people recognize it. Unlike the triple S's where you can literally wear anything and it goes well with it, the Tracks are a bit harder to make a complete outfit just because it has so much detail going on. And at the same time, it kind of looks like your grandpa's shoes if you don't wear it properly. So these are some of the example outfits, which I think is good, but like it's not the best outfit, honestly. How I think about these outfits is that it looks good and people know that these are Balenciaga Tracks. It's more for like the hypebeast point and mainly for Instagram, honestly. And then looking at the Track 2s, which were released in 2019 June, these are still on the similar spectrum of Track 1s because they're like really messy. Like they don't have double shoelaces at least, but they're still pretty messy. So in terms of the outfit, they're in the same spectrum. However, the biggest difference that I see from Track 1 versus Track 2, other than like all these details, is the profiles. So the Track 2s have more of a lower profile, which is what I prefer, and the Track 1s are like a bit higher. Like these shoes are a bit more, I guess like it has more volume here. And that to me as a short person is one of the disadvantages. And the reason why I said Tracks are mainly for Instagram is because in pictures, they look pretty good. Like this one looks good to me. This one also looks really good. Like you just can't tell they're Balenciagas from afar, but the shoes itself actually blend pretty well with the outfit because it has a lower profile. So that was a bit of background information and a general review on these shoes before I go in-depth comparison. Today I'll be comparing these two Track shoes. So if you're looking to purchase any of the Tracks and you weren't sure which one fits better for you, watch this video and I'll demonstrate the difference in each component. First, let's see the shoelaces. In terms of shoelaces, there's a major difference. As you can see, the Track 1s have two shoelaces. So it almost looks like it's like a zombie version of a shoe. Like the shoes were trying to fall apart and someone just stitched everything together. And that's how it looks. Like it actually looks really messy, but I do like the messiness. Whereas the Track 2s have single shoelaces and it's the normal orientation for shoelaces. I guess like a hiking shoes type of laces, and even the texture itself is really different. So the Track 1s, these are more softer, and the Track 2s have more like a nylon type of material. It's not a big difference that everyone can tell, but if you're about to spend about $1,000 on shoes, I feel like these details do matter. Personally, I like the Track 1 type because it's much softer and more like a cushiony feeling when I tie my shoes, whereas these ones are just like general track shoes. Now let's look at the symmetry. So Track 1s, as you can see, is not symmetrical. It's asymmetric as hell. And then Track 2s are more of symmetrical laces. And then in terms of color, Track 2s come with a single color laces, and then Track 1s have bicolor laces. And I do think they did a good job. Like the gray and white color goes really well with the shoes. So overall, I think for shoelaces, the Track 1s are a better pick. So looking at the symmetry, as I've already mentioned with the shoelaces, the front design of Track 1s are also asymmetrical. And another big difference is that the Track 1s have the size label here, which is continued from the triple S, whereas the Track 2s actually removed it, so you cannot see the sizing. This is just my thought, but for people who wear size 40, I do think they'll like to show the 40 because the 40 just looks perfectly fit here, but 39, it doesn't seem good. I rather have it without it, but at the same time, putting the sizing here was something that only Balenciaga has done. So it was also like another hypebeast factor that people do care about. Like I've seen a lot of people who really like this. I've seen also a lot of people who don't. So I guess like that's why they gave two options. It's like, do you like it or not? Just get whatever doesn't have it or have it. So for the front, I will give this one to the Track 1s. However, if Track 1 is like too much details going on, Track 2 is also a good option. To me, Track 2 is more like a simplified version of Track 1s. So now let's take a look at the sides. I did mention that Track 2s have a lower profile than Track 1s, but in this picture, Track 2 looks bigger. It's just not to scale. You can pause the video for a bit and let this design sink in. So the Track 1, to me, it seems like more like a stacked armor, and then Track 2 is more like a wavy design. Personally, I like the side design of track 2s just because it has a lower profile than the track 1s. And if you see it in picture, you might think like these are way too much going on, but once you wear it, it's not that obvious. It just looks like black shoes, this looks like white shoes. One thing that I like about the track 2s is the metallic detail here, where it doesn't exist in the track 1s, here and here. I like it because when you walk in it, it like kind of shines. I'm not sure if the camera will capture it, but it does shine really well when you walk in it, so it's like an attention grabber. And also this aggressive wave detail, I really like this as well. It kind of reminds me of like track 1 combined with triple S's, because triple S's do have a lot of like wavy design, and then tracks don't have it at all. So like merging it, I feel like that became track 2. So for the sides, the winner goes to the track 2s. And there's another major difference that I wanted to point out is that the track 1s have this like reflective Balenciaga logo, and this is also like a reflector, whereas the track 2s don't have it at all, but you have the metallic detail here and here. So that's a big difference. And also the track 2s have a hole here. So that's one thing to know. It's gonna be pretty cold if you wear it during winter. Like this part is also mesh, and this is like fully open. Other than that, the Balenciaga logo placement is also different. I do think the track 1s have a better placement because it's really obvious when you wear it. Like the track 2s have it here, but it can easily be covered when you wear like long pants or wide pants. But track 1s, these are really obvious and it's like even reflective. So I personally like that a lot. And now looking at the tongue detail, first thing that I noticed is that the track logo placement is different. So this one is at the back, this one's at the tongue, and it looks like track squared instead of track 2, I don't know. And then the Balenciaga logo placement is also different. For the track 2s, it's here. You can't see it at all once you wear it. And then the track 1s have it here, so it's a bit more obvious, but at the same time, once you wear pants, it's really hard to tell. So in terms of Balenciaga logo, neither of them are like really visible. If you wear shorts, these are pretty obvious, but right now we're going into fall, so I assume everyone's going to wear long pants. Neither of them are visible. And for the back design, I personally prefer the 2s just because like this to me looks really messy. Like there's a lot of things going on, and I don't know, like track is not an appealing word. So I'd rather have it simple and nothing there like the track 2s. And then when it comes to the tongue, I also like this one more because like track squared, what does that even mean to anyone? Oh, and I almost forgot to mention the tongue thickness is much thicker in the track 1s. Like these are like more like winter shoes, and the track 2s are really thin. And the overall thickness of track 1 is much thicker than track 2, so I'll talk about the fitting later on, but track 2s fit true to size, and track 1 I felt a bit tight in my feet. And now let's go to the profile. Both of these shoes have pretty similar profile. Like the bottom sole itself is identical, only the upper half is what changed. And track 1s, like I've mentioned, it has more of a thicker padding than the track 2s. So overall, the track 1s are more chunkier and the track 2s are a bit slimmer. If I don't have my feet in, it looks like they're a similar height, but once you put your feet in, like the track 1s are gonna rise here, and then the track 2s are gonna stay the same. And another thing to notice is that because the track 2s have a lower profile, it makes your feet like a bit longer and slimmer, whereas the track 1s are more fit for people who already have big feet. So for the profile, personally, I will give it to the track 2s. And now let's see the fit. As I've mentioned, the track 1s have a thicker padding, so you can see that in comparison to these ones. So I recommend half size up for the track 1s and then just true to size for track 2s. And also both of these shoes are made in China. So the Balenciaga shoes used to be made in Italy until 2017, and then 2018-19, they moved to China, and people do admit that they see difference in quality. So that's one thing to keep in mind. If you find something like 2017 versus 2019, it's gonna have slightly different quality. So that's it for the fit. Honestly, the fit is a tie because it's just personal preference. Like whether you go with the track 2s or 1s, it doesn't matter as long as you find your right size. And then my preference would be the track 2s. The reason why is because it has a slimmer profile and it's more minimal, and as you guys know, I love minimal, and it's a newer release. This is something that I want to flush out of my mind of like liking the new released ones, but I think it's just like human nature. Like I do like the newer release just because it's newer and not a lot of people have it, and that's also a big factor of buying luxury. Like you do want to stand out. And honestly, when it comes to recommendations, I recommend you to try it on because it's a really hard decision. Like I was looking at them, they're like pretty similar. And lastly, I prepared some example outfits that I think is a good example. So all of these outfits are based on track 1s, but you can still wear track 2s and it'll basically look the same. When it comes to shoes, the first thing you should consider is how does it pair with your pants. So I'll be mostly focusing on the pants aspect. The first outfit here, he's wearing like sweatpants that have like a tight cuffing here. And from what I've seen with the track outfits, most times people will wear it like the ankle height. Like here you can see the pants are ankle height. And this one I added just to show that it doesn't have to be ankle height all the time. And when there's a break, it actually looks good as well. So as you can see, you can wear with sweatpants, you can wear with just like chinos. This is also chinos, I think, but it has like a silky texture, and this one as well, it has more of a silky texture. So how I think of the tracks is that it's not hard to wear. Like, these all do look decent. However, like, did this really upgrade his outfit? I don't think so. Like, if you wore like black derbies or black leather shoes, I feel like that might have looked better. And also for this one, like, it does blend well, but like, other than the fact that it's Balenciaga, does it really look that great? And also what you have to consider is that these angles are like from the ground. It's like someone took it all the way low here so that you look really tall and the proportions are really good. So you take that into consideration, their proportions are gonna look really off when it comes to real life. And that's a big thing to consider for people who are short, including myself. So I've explained everything that I wanted to share with you guys, and here's the summary. They're equal in price at around 1000 USD. Depending on your tax rate, it's going to be different. And then they're made in China instead of Italy, so that's a disappointing factor. And comparing track 1s to 2s, one is a bit uglier and chunkier, and then the track 2s are simpler. And the last thing is that it only looks good in picture for average height. And this is another big factor to consider, is that it's mostly good for Instagram, but not in real life. Like, it doesn't really make your outfit better in real life. Like, on Instagram it does, definitely, because everyone knows that it's Balenciagas, and like, you can go really low and make your proportions look good, but in real life, that's not gonna happen. And I'll quickly show you why. So this is a profile of triple S's, where triple S's, a short guy can wear it, it doesn't look off. That is because the shoes profile is more like this one, whereas the tracks are more like this. So as you can see, this just looks taller than this one. This rule goes with any outfit and any shoes. So if you're looking to purchase something, definitely take your height into consideration. That's everything that I wanted to share with you, and I hope you guys enjoy this format of like presentation and like taking the pictures instead of me sitting at a desk for 10 minutes. Let me know in the comments below whether you like the previous format or you like this format more. And for Balenciaga, they're probably going to release something in 2020 September or June, somewhere around that. And I do have a feeling that they're going to release something that's really groundbreaking, because for 3 years, all the critiques they've been getting is like, oh, you guys are just changing colors, not changing design. So I really hope that's the case, because I'm looking forward to it. Thank you so much for watching my videos, and have a wonderful day. Bye.